Okay, for those of you who I haven't gotten to meet yet, I'm Erin's little sister. So, for those of you who don't know me very well, when we were little, I was super shy and I just didn't really talk. But it wasn't because I didn't want to talk, it's because I didn't have a chance to talk. Because as you all know, my sister did the talking for me. Well, here's the thing, Erin. I got the mic now. It's my turn to talk. Okay, so here we go. So growing up, I always wanted to be just like Erin. She was the cool girl in school. She had everybody wrapped around her finger, as I'm sure you can all tell, Mr. Tyson. And I always wanted to be just like her, even trying out for Wranglers, which, you know, didn't exactly go my way. But she taught me a few key things. First of all, when to stand up for something that I know is right and when to fight for it. When to turn and pray to God and have a good prayer and chat with Him. When to work my absolute ass off to reach my goals like being a badass Apple engineer. But probably most important is to how to sneak out of the house without mom and dad finding out. Thank you for that one. I kid, but seriously, growing up with Erin was like having the most aspirational yet super unattainable role model ever. So that was little. Growing up, or fast forward to high school a few years later, I'm there and I'm in like the epitome of my rebellion of being a teenager. It never really ended, but it was worse than it, trust me. So, for one break, I think it was like Thanksgiving or Christmas, she's like, I'm gonna bring home this guy named Tyson. And I was like, what kind of a name is Tyson? What do you mean? And I was like, okay, whatever, I'm on board. So in typical Brennan fashion, they decided to bring him home out of something like straight out of The Godfather. I mean, they like threw this huge party of no less than 20, 25 of our closest friends and family there. Raise your hand if you were at said party. Yeah, it was wild. And I was just sitting there and I met Adam briefly once and I was like, oh, he has no idea what's coming. And so I'm sitting there with Reagan and we had been partying and drinking for no less than 2 hours before they walked in. Adam has no idea what's going on. I'm sitting there, I see Erin and Adam finally walk in, and I just look at Adam, and his soul has quite literally left his body when he realized what's going on, and I just turned to Reagan and I said, oh, this is going to be fun. And from then on, when he survived the hell of a welcome party, I knew he was going to end up being family one day. But Adam, cheers to you for surviving. Erin and Adam, I love you both dearly, and I've loved watching your love grow over the last 8 years. And Adam, oh sweet Adam, as your love grows even more after this marriage and you start popping out babies eventually, you may or may not have some girls, and I know that's your dream come true. But just know, as you have those girls, as hard as they may not try, or as hard as they may try, they're going to want to grow up just like your beautiful wife. Because just like me, they're going to want to be as incredible and yet unattainable as she is. I know this because I was that little girl, still am that little girl, and I will always be that little girl who wants to grow up and be half as incredible as my big sister. Erin and Adam, I love you and let's get you married.